Hey everyone, welcome to another match of Temur Delver. Today we're playing Mardu Pyromancer. This is match 1 of 3. I'm not sure if this is the first one, second one, or third one, but stay tuned. If this is the first one, there's 2 others coming. So this hand is very threat heavy, and we're lucky enough to draw our second land. It's safe to keep even if we didn't draw that second land right away. Just odds-wise, we're eventually going to draw another land. Luckily, our Delver flips on turn 2, or our turn 2 at least, and we Lightning Bolt Pyromancer to get that out of the way. And now we have Stubborn Denial to potentially protect Delver. No, not so much now. Okay, our opponent is respecting the fact that we are playing aggressive here. Unfortunately, Stubborn Denial is not worth wasting. Because our opponent would have most likely paid for that. Anyway, so let's just go for one of our 3 Tarmogoyfs. It's a 3-4 right now. So our opponent's playing Lingering Souls, which is very annoying. Very, very annoying. I hate Lingering Souls decks. But it's okay, we have our Stormwing Entity. So that's going to put a dent in their plan there, because we're going to be able to match them in the air, at the very least. Our Tarmogoyf's now 4-5. I'm assuming we're going to get chumped. We're not. Alright, so our opponent is very much relying on their flying 1/1 creatures to beat us down. So this is going to be interesting. Alright, so a second Lingering Souls gets cast. We do have Stubborn Denial now, 2 of them at least. We do have 2 of them. Which means we can start, countering those annoying Lingering Soul spells, which is going to be important. Now I'm going to attack in, and we're going to see if we're going to get a quadruple block. I don't think we will. Almost certainly won't. I don't think our opponent wants to lose everything. Just going to get a chump, which is fine. Our opponent is most likely going to flash back here, and we're definitely going to counter it. Unfortunately, we did commit a second Tarmogoyf last turn, so they're going to get that second flashback. Maybe it would have been smart to not put an extra threat and just have 2 blue mana up, so I could counter both. But, hindsight is 20/20. So Sleight of Hand, reveals Uro, and of course we're going to take that Uro. First we're going to swing in, see what happens. Our opponent's at 9 here, they're pretty much going to be forced to block. Okay, double blocking Tarmogoyf seems triple blocking Tarmogoyf, quadruple blocking. Okay. Not sure what that was about. Did they miscalculate? I'm not sure what happened there. Yeah, I think our opponent was just conceding either way. I think that was just their cute way of doing it. Okay, so almost certainly Blood Moon's coming in here. Grafdigger's Cage as well, even though it's gonna hurt Uro. You're gonna see. I mean, at this time when I was playing this deck, I was playing with Grafdigger's Cage, and I later on removed it. And I explained that in the deck tech of why it pretty much shuts off Uro, at least part of it. You're never gonna get it as a creature on the battlefield if Grafdigger's Cage is on the battlefield as well. So I'm less concerned about stopping their Lingering Souls from the battlefield. We have our counter spells, I think it's going to be okay. If we attack their lands, I think that's the most important part. Everything else, we're pretty much well suited to take on black-white token style deck. In this case, it's, Mardu, but we're pretty good. This hand is horrible. So we mulligan down. And this is considering what we're playing, I'm willing to keep this. And we have Serum Visions, we're going to dig. And, without Serum Visions, that would have been another mulligan, right? We draw Uro, which is great, and we're going to put these 2 cards on the bottom, almost certainly. I don't think I want Mana Leak here. Oh, okay, I do. Alright, well, I think because we are threat light, I'd much rather counter a bunch of their spells early on while we make our land drops and potentially, draw more threats than just pray that the card after Mana Leak was going to be a creature. So this is what I meant here. So this turn we're going to Mana Leak. And we draw a Tarmogoyf. So if I had gotten rid of Mana Leak, I would have drawn a Tarmogoyf. But I think overall here the sequencing was correct either way. You know, pack up on permission because you're threat light and you're not sure when you're going to draw your next threat. And just, you know, keep your opponent at bay. And this is part of Temur Delver, you know. Now, here we're going to have an opportunity to take care of Lingering Souls again. And I'm going to pitch Serum Visions, which I think is the correct play. So Tarmogoyf's a 4/5, and I have the option of playing Delver and increasing my pressure, threat pressure, or I keep up Stubborn Denial. And I think it's correct to keep up Stubborn Denial. Our opponent has 5 mana now. They could do a lot with 5 mana. Like that. So I think stopping Kulgan's command right now is going to be very important. Alright, either way, Fatal Push comes down. I'm not sure if our opponent was smart there and just baiting us. But they got us either way. Now we're drawing a bunch of lands. Definitely don't want that. And we're going to play our Delver. And let's see what happens. Lightning Bolt comes down, takes down our Delver. Alright, so tempo is swinging the other way in favor of our opponent here. Yeah, Bedlam Reveler is pretty much going to be game. And Pyromancer. Yeah, it's game over. Alright, game 3. Not sure I really want to change my strategy here. It looks like I was just really not happy with those Lingering Souls tokens. Although, I mean, Lingering Souls didn't do much in game 2. Bedlam Reveler really just kind of, that was it, right? That's their tempo swing, and it's just too much for us to deal with. We were just too far behind. And it all stems from the weak hand that we kept. We didn't have to mulligan to 6, and I wasn't really willing to mulligan to 5. You know, and now I'm thinking about, should I have kept that Mana Leak on top? Would have been better to just draw into Tarmogoyf, but realistically speaking, nothing would have stopped when it inevitably happened. So I'm thinking about Veil of Summer here, doing some weird composition of cards. But I settle on just adding more removal, which I think is fair. Yeah, that hand was bad. This hand is obviously going to be a keep, but the first hand was just bad. Turn 1, Delver of Secrets, one of the strongest plays you can make in Modern, even today. You gotta answer it, because odds are it's gonna flip next turn. That's one way to answer it. Alright, well, we have Tarmogoyf as our backup, and it's already a 3/4. So, let's see what they got. Fatal Push would suck right now. Inquisition. Yep, Stubborn Denial is the correct play. I definitely want to get rid of Stubborn Denial. Let's see if our opponent has a Fatal Push. No, Thoughtseize. Okay. Alright, well, I think I'm okay with this. They brought themselves down to 13. Now they're at 9. We're going to have a backup Tarmogoyf. And they are facing near... Okay, well, not anymore, because they had Dreadbore. Great. We draw Force of Negation, which is great. We're going to let that go. I'd rather counter whatever they're going to be bringing in, as opposed to this. Inquisition? Sure. Well, I should have just countered it for the hell of it. Manamorphose? Yeah, let's main phase it. Let's see what we can get out of it. Trick here is, what do I want? In terms of color. Well, that's going to be a waste. And this is probably game. I don't think our opponent really has a way out of here. Okay, Bedlam Reveler. They just refresh their hand. Thought seizing themselves. Okay, I think that was just their cute way of, you know, killing themselves. All right, they didn't want to die by our hand. They wanted to die by their own, and I guess I could respect that. So this was an interesting matchup. I think Mardu Pyromancer, or this type of Lingering Soul deck, whether it's playing red or not, definitely poses some challenges for Temur Delver in general, but I think overall we're just a better deck here. We have answers to essentially everything they play, and as long as we're not falling too far behind like we did in Game 2, we pretty much have them on everything. Tempo swings here are pretty brutal for them, considering a lot of their creatures are low impact early on. And yeah, I mean, our creatures are not low impact. They're all high impact. Whether it's Delver, Tarmogoyf, Uro, they're all there to, you know, deal with our opponents relatively quickly. And I think, yeah, we just ended up being better there. And yeah, I think it was a fun match. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you enjoy my content in general, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow me on Twitter. All that stuff really helps me out a lot. Big thank you to my patrons. I just recently revamped my Patreon tiers to essentially promise a giveaway win for every single patron of specific tiers. So check that out. I think that's pretty cool. I'm planning on expanding that the more and more popular my Patreon gets, so which just means the prizes are going to be better. But if you like guaranteed rares and mythics mailed to you every year, with a chance to get even bigger value, you know, randomly selected, yeah, check out the tier. Check out the tiers. There's a link in the description. I think that's gonna be pretty cool. Thanks, and have a good one.